Hello, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome back to QuestJunkiesUK. Welcome back to the Feywild as we continue into our Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign. A massive thank you to my wonderful players for joining us again today. Always a pleasure, my friends. And a massive, massive thank you to the wonderful CZRPG, Christian over there, scattered across the globe, I believe, but concentrated in Brasilia, as they are sponsoring the channel at the moment and giving you, wonderful people, the chance to win encounter bundles, all sorts of goodies for all of your games, be they Wild Beyond the Witchlight or any such fey or mysterious natural environments that you wish to drop these into. You can run them as one-shots, you can run them as things. Sorry, Baron, just a second. Haven't quite got it, Kika. I'm just doing the spiel, This is the problem when chat is too active before you start. The automatic timer comes up before you've actually started it.
You know what this means? You need to have it started from the get-go.
Okay. I'm pushing the button. Pushing the button. Pushing the button. Yeah! Here it comes. Yeah, flailing Elmo. Okay, there it is. Now you may !enter to get yourself into the draw and get your chance to win this wonderful bundle. Now, Baron, get out of the void. Why? No. Do not plunge into the darkness. Go towards the light, the sparkling fey light. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Okay, now, as we jump into here, let us also say a massive, massive hello to all of you lovely people over there in chat. Thank you for joining us already. Let's have a quick scroll back up here. Papa Dragon, good to see you again, my friend. Very, very regular viewer recently. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. Baron, void or not, it's always a pleasure to see you too. I hope that you're able to clamber out. Dinner dude. Wasabi! That is a good war cry. Wasabi! Thought you were gonna miss it. You had to do some dishes. Nope, you're bang on time. Perfect. Well done. And Dragons and Draw, thank you for the follow and welcome in. Good luck with the giveaway. And another first time. Lots of first time people here. Thank you. Broken Tip. Hello. Welcome. Speaking of dragons and dinosaurs, there's that cool looking thing there. And Colby. Hey, Colby. Oh yeah. Papa Dragon was listening to us play yesterday whilst changing a flat tire on the side of the road. Both the jacks broke, got a new tire and a new jack, and it poured in rain while. Oh god, bad luck, Papa Dragon. And Otskari-sama for missioning through that and getting it done. Indeed. Metaphorically and on your bones. Bad luck, my friend. Right, okay. So, good luck to everyone in the draw there. Best of luck to you all. And so you can also get the chance to enjoy the wonderful stuff from CZRPG. Now, let us also say a massive thank you to the wonderful people at sirenscape.com. I was going to say .uk, that's not what it is. .com, no. Excuse me. Head on over there and you can get yourself a free 30-day trial of all the wonderful music and sound effects that they have. They have lots of sound sets for official things, such as Wild Beyond the Witchlight, the newest part of which was released. And they usually do a preview on YouTube, but this time it was just the CEO of Sirenscape, Ben, doing a strange, slightly sexy dance.
TikTok dances.
He was doing TikTok dances and then just shouting viral at the end, and that's it. That was the entire video. So yes, all of the Witchlight stuff is on there. Curse of Strahd, Dragon Heist, Descent into Avernus, all of the modules. They're doing a lot of Dungeon of the Mad Mage and all that kind of thing. I know it's geologized, so when there was in there before, good to see that. Would be interested in that. Wonderful stuff. And you can use that at your in-life real-world tables or online with your VTTs and communication apps of choice, such as us. Now, as we are carrying on here, let us also say a massive thank you to all of the wonderful music channels over on YouTube, which we also tap for their lovely resources. You can head on over to our YouTube channel, which is over here. Remember the command. There it is. Okay, head on over there. All of the VODs have the links for all of the fantastic sources of music and things that we use, as well as all the other resources, such as the wonderful artists and creators that we like to use in our games. Now, speaking of wonderful artists, you should check out the Wild Beyond the Witchlight art. Boop. Is that the right command? No. Maybe I missed the T. There's no T in there. I went very Wild Beyond the Witchlight art. Or was it? Did I do it separate for these two? No, I must have done. I must have done. I've done them separately. Right? Yeah. I had it lumped together for Frostmaiden. So sorry, not that. Ignore those. I should make that. Note to self: make that command. The wonderful art that we have here is coming from the fantastic Blair. That's all of his stuff over there. Check him out as he does beautiful portraits like these of our wonderful players. And the animated introduction, which I was trying to do 2 birds with 1 stone here, but the animated introduction that we'll be showing you in just a moment comes from the wonderful patch over at QuestJunkiesUK. If you missed it, head on over to their Twitch channel and catch the VOD of our lovely one-shots that we did on Saturday. It was me and Corey and Daisha and other friends, and it was a Humblewood one-shot, and it was lots and lots of fun.
So good.
Sorry, I felt a bit bad. I was a bit distracted because I was trying to figure out how the hell to use that Beast Heart Matt Colville class. I was busy PDF reading, and then everyone else was like, "Oh my god, what happened?" I was like, "Yeah, what happened?" what? So slightly mildly distracted, but yes, it was a lot of fun. And our good friend Josh, who will be GMing our Deadlands game tomorrow morning or later on today, depending where you are in the world, was very, very useful as we came across a monster that you had to roll under their AC to hit them. So he released a cloud of bugs and imposed disadvantage on us all. And it was very, very useful. I was about to throw myself on the ground and attack from prone.
That's not. Especially because you rolled 2 nat 20s for your first hit. That was so frustrating.
It's never going to happen again. Never going to happen. I know, right? It was. Yeah.
No.
I got a little bit salty, so I felt a bit bad.
That's fair. It was like a really good twist, but I fully validate your feelings, John.
Yeah.
I was like, natural 20. Natural 20! 2 natural 20s!
Yeah! And then it was like,
like,
and you're like, dang, man.
Just a moment. Oh dear, never mind. Meets it beats it, Colby. No. Oh no, both of the perceptions were elements. I see.
Yeah, no alert.
Yeah. Okay, just having a general look around. Okay, now let's see if the end of this intro is insight. So, as we
That doesn't happen on this channel.
as we roll into things here, it is an absolute pleasure to have you all here. And initiative is the only one I didn't put in there, Dino Dude. Sorry. Please, any of the skill checks? All the skill checks are in there, just not initiative. Okay, I should definitely put that in there, shouldn't I? Right. So everyone, let us get our various loins girded and swords prepared and RP muscles limbered up as we jump into tonight's episode of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Right, welcome back, everybody, and here we are. Last time, we were here in the Feywild. In particular, in Prismia, the Domain of Delight, which has been fractured and split into 3 domains and taken over by an evil hag evil hag coven called the Hourglass Coven. We have found ourselves in the first of the 3 realms, Hither. The other 2 being Thither and Yon. And they are questing through this land, trying to find out what has happened to the Archfey that should be in charge of everything going on, Zabilna, the patron of our warlock Willie over there. As they arrived, they met Corey, a Fey-touched ranger with flowery connections to a mysterious entity who has not yet manifested themselves, other than various delightful bouquets. But as they continued into this realm, they helped a friend of Corey, an acquaintance of Corey's, a little tiny fairy dragon spy for Titania, the Summer Queen, who was also coming here to try and figure out what on Earth, not on Earth, what in the Fae is going on. Yeah, let's make it a bit more apt. And got themselves captured. Now, a brave bullywug hero tried to help them escape on a swamp gas balloon, but the evil magics of the hag Bavlorna, who is in charge of this part of the Domain of Delight, as once was, brought them crashing to the ground, and they got skewered and snared on a tower, the Slanty Tower, which is just... Everyone would have seen it in the opening graphics as well, but it's just over here. There it is. And that is where they met with the strange Ettercap that lived in the tower, Elmer, and his trusty hound, Wova. And they heard that poor Elmer had been cursed by Bavlorna, changed into this Ettercap from the it was Bugbear, wasn't it? Bugbear that they had once been before. A humble plumber, maintainer of the various wells that were the focal points and meeting points of all the Fae folk in this realm, but have now been changed into wells. Strange, mystic, infested, twisted wells that belch forth horrible swamp water on an irregular basis, flooding the entire region up to the height of 5 feet, making it rather tricky to pass through. But our adventurers did just that, as they left the tower at high tide, such as it is, and made their way with their trusty friend Abbott, the giant snail, keeping them up above the water, and Corey on some interesting swamp stilts that they borrowed from Elmer and the tower. They started to make their way towards the top right, as this is a land without cardinal directions. That's the right word, isn't it? Cardinal? Ordinal? Cardinal. And yeah, that's right. The first one. Right. Thank you. Yeah. And they started to make their way towards top right and tried to find their way towards a pool with a moose-headed serpent, so-called the Watcher. And they are known for their various knowledge and insight on things. And they are seeking to go there to find a way to release their friends, the fairy dragons at Oliver, from the cage, the magical cage within which they are trapped, so that they may return to the Summer Queen and reports what is going on here in Prismere. It was a bit of a long journey, and they were very injured and tired and exhausted, so they decided to call at an Eladrin town that Corey was aware of, and they made their way, as you can see, the little cluster of houses which represents that town there on the map. They made their way to the Eladrin hamlet of Mudchuckle. They arrived at low tide, which is not the word for it, but the waters receded as they arrived in the muddy streets of Mudchuckle, and they observed something that Corey has seen before, the bounteous harvests, the huge vegetables. Strange, Emin, when you were here as a child, also a local of Prismere, you don't remember it being such a prosperous place. But as you made your way through the streets, you met with one of the locals, Everett, in his bounteous plot of land, and all the wonderful vegetables of extraordinary size that they are cultivating there. And he led you through the streets to the local inn, the Pungent Pleasure, where you tried some of the local fare, the bog ale, the lovely rainbow-veined cheese, and the melon-sized potato skins. And it was there that you met a couple of others, Jasper and Drogar, the other locals. And all of this time, something just didn't quite feel right. Something was a bit off. Nobody had any particular nice, possessions. All of the Eladrin children were happily playing in the street, but just with, stones and sticks that were lying around. And when they tried to obey the laws of reciprocity and reward their friends for their food and their assistance, they vehemently denied such gifts and were not having any of it. Curious about just what was going on, our rogue fairy, Emmon, snuck a gold piece into Everett's pocket just to see what would happen. And as they finished up their meal in the pungent pleasure, Everett bid them farewell, wanting to do a little bit more farming before the evening came in. And as he stepped out onto the streets, Corey, going off to observe, stealthily observing from the window, saw that the people out in the streets were not as cheery and happy-looking as when they had been passing through. And they quickly saw why, as poor Everett was barreled into and knocked to the muddy ground by a diminutive, amphibious-looking, kind of bulging-eyed, twisted, tiny creature who is on the map here. Let's just bring them up for you all to have a quick look at. Hello. Sorry, that's a tiny token. I can do better for you here. Willie has seen this. The rest of you haven't.
Wait.
There we go.
Or Corey.
No, Willie saw all these. This is the three that Willie saw in the roller coaster at the Witchlight Carnival. And yes, these three. But the one that came barreling down the street at immense speed, incredibly fast for its diminutive size, was the one on the left, the strange frog-like being in the tree there. The other two you saw at the carnival, but have not seen since. That creature, as I said, knocked poor Everett to the ground and was rummaging through his clothes, sensing something. Something was there. And finding the gold piece, yelled at him, No, not yours, mine. It's all mine, not yours, not yours. And, excuse me, I'm going to retcon this a bit, because I was distinctly non-Haglovian last time we were into this little scene. She raised her hand, the little thing raised its hand as before, but in a slight change to what happened last time, gestures down the road, past Everett, from the direction you arrived. And he's like, No! No! And the little creature gets sneered. Mine. And whoosh! With a flurry of splat, disappeared off down the muddy road in the opposite direction. That is where we left things. And that is where we will return to as the Eladrin that are in the pungent pleasure are speaking ever noisier and more delightedly trying to cover up any noises from outside. Let us meet these wonderful players before we jump into the scene. Who are you? Who are you playing, and where are they at right now? Daisha. Muted.
Hi guys, my name is Stephanie. My character name is Daisha. And right now, Daisha is totally enthralled by this weird bug-eyed creature. Like,
I think only Corey's seen it. Sorry.
Oh, I am so sorry. Right now, Daisha is blissfully unaware of this bug-eyed creature, and I think, given her IQ, pretty unaware of any serious problem. She's just like, this is odd, but things are odd here, so it's fine.
That tracks.
Okay, Corey.
Hello, I'm Scarlett Song from the College of Inspiration. Today I'm playing Corey, who is standing on the edge of that window frame and post-witnessing this act of violence and anger, takes a deep breath, kind of calms herself, tries to recall and see if she recognizes the creature, and kind of looks in the direction of the table. False faces do not make true answers. Mm-hmm. And as she says to her hair.
How? Yeah, I think your hair is kind of bristling with kind of gorse like thorny kind of like vines in kind of indignation as to what just happened, despite their take on things in many ways.
Yes.
Now, how close to Bavlorna's circle and like location in the place here had you gotten? Like when you were with Sir Tolliver before?
I would think that Sir Tolliver told me everything they knew because I was supposed to be in on it. Perhaps we were meeting up to do something together, but I was supposed to meet them, and that's when that
I think
balloon went.
Okay, I think I think you would have some insight here then. I think Sir Tolliver had told you what he had learned about Bavlorna and her setup here before he was captured, and he doesn't have a huge insight into where she's hidden away in her base of operations, because that's what he was looking into when he was captured. But the intelligence he'd managed to gather before heading in that general direction, he was aware that Bavlorna is a kind of toad-like amphibious, almost hag, and likes to travel around on a large lily pad. With lots of little legs underneath it. And she is in possession of a large number of miniature versions of herself, which she calls lawnlings.
Lawnlings.
Yes, Bavlorna's lawnlings. And from the description of their size and agility and speed, this sounds like one of those. Hey, Kyle.
If you force folk to call you grandmother, someone has issues, she says to her hair, and then turns towards the table to let them know and we'll let them know what she's seen, but there's definitely a tenseness in her shoulders that she's not going to say while we're surrounded by other Eladrin, because everyone is quite tired and still very injured.
Yes. Thank you. Emma.
Hey everybody, my name is Emin, or my name is Colby. I'm playing Emin.
I appreciate the immersion. People do that all the time. It's great.
Right. And I would like to think that I think it would have been pretty obvious, working at the fair, kind of distraction being a big part of his job. He would be able to kind of pick up what was happening and that something was happening outside, and he probably would make the connection that it had something to do with the coin that he slipped into his pocket. And he feels a little bit of guilt, but not enough to put off dinner,
Gotcha. And finally, Willie, please.
I am DM Charlie, and I am playing Willie Grimm, who is a fae-touched warlock who is patronized by Sibylna and has been sent here to discover what has happened to his patron. However, the normal, happy-go-lucky fellow has a look of resolve and barely contained rage as he begins to understand exactly what is happening here in the kingdom of Hiza.
Thank you. So, the inn, the tap room of the pungent pleasure is all yours, my friends. Corey, you come back from the window? Or do you go outside? You saw Everett is slowly picking themselves up from the mud.
I kept an eye on, but I did want to go back to the group.
Okay. As just before you left the window, Everett slowly picks himself up out of the mud, and he's looking down the street in the way that the little creature pointed, and he just looks distraught, like just absolutely drained and ruined, and his arms just like flop down at his sides, and he starts trudging back the direction you came from.
So is he trudging toward the thing that he saw?
Looks like it, yeah.
Okay. Was it sort of a resignation that they were stepping with, or was it a desperation? Like
It looked like a sense of just being distraught and having given up, almost.
right. Okay.
So resignation
think-
in a very negative sense.
Yeah.
A gallows
So-
walk.
Yeah.
I would say then she still would probably have like a sense of, do I want to do this with my lack of spell slots? Kind of. She's gonna go back over to the table with like a stretch. Oh, I'm sorry, my friends. I believe I might want to retire for the night. Oh. Things have been a bit stressful around here. And she like looks very pointedly in the direction of the window. And I wouldn't want to burden our company with us for too long. Best rest up where we can.
Yeah,
As she can, a gesture upstairs.
I am
I'll head
thinking
up
this
first.
is a good idea, Corey. I shall see to our lodgings and follow you up. And I think it is a good time to rest as well. We have had quite the full day. You know what I mean?
Mm.
All right, Willie will gesture over to Jasper, and Jasper, what must we pay you to stay in the lodgings that you described earlier?
No, the rooms are free and empty. You stay as long as you like.
Absolutely,
like some
Jasper.
herbs?
There are vegetables in the baskets that I have outside on a snail. You may take some to prepare our breakfast in the morning if that would be useful to you. And then Willie will.
Thank you very much. We have no shortage of vegetables, but thank you quite kindly.
I think Corey very quickly does head up first, if only to pull down her mask off camera and quickly shove food and drink into her body before anybody can see, and puts it back up just before Willie pops through. She's also probably popped in like a sprig of mint.
That's it. Okay. Daisha, Emily, are you following up?
Yeah.
Yes,
No reason
for
not
sure.
to.
Okay. Yeah, Jasper calls over. He's like, I'm sure lots of the locals will be in later for a drink or two if you've taken the weight off them for a while and you want to come down for a quick nightcap. The night is yet young, eh?
No, I'm tired.
Like gaping wound.
Yes. No, I'm
Suit yourself,
really
suit yourself.
exhausted, holding my intestines in.
Right, you are then. Well, sleep well. And you make your way up the wooden staircase to the narrow but clean corridor up on the second floor with various doors going off it. Each of the doors has a different vegetable marked. So there's like a pumpkin on one. There's a carrot on another, a clove of garlic on one, and all these different ones. And they're all unoccupied.
One looks as good as the rest. I think I shall pick that one behind me. And
Okay.
we'll just open the door.
Okay, there is a room. You can see part of the side of the room slopes down where the roof is immediately above. And there is a gabled window that looks out with a simple curtain hanging in it, but that is the only non-floor, wall, ceiling part of the room.
Willie will go to the window and peek out to see if it looks down on the front towards the town or if it looks towards a different view.
Which way did you go? Did you head towards the front or the back?
I went towards the front, John.
Okay. Then, yes, you get a glimpse of the street outside.
All right, perfect.
Just for clarity, so the roof is sloped, and then the windows are in the roof.
Yeah, it's like, you know how they jut out of the roof and have their own little sideways roof. Yeah.
Oh, cool. After checking to see if her companions have come upstairs, she's probably going to look over and double check with them before she might pop out for a quick night stroll. Offer it to Eamon specifically if he wants to come, but the other two are quite tired and she doesn't want to disturb their rest.
Daisha, I think Mother is putting us to bed.
No one has to put me to bed, and Daisha just already asleep, already gone.
You curl up in a spirally kind of nook, like a snake.
I can't back bend my knees to properly curl in, but as much as a spiral as I could make without breaking my bone, yes.
And
actually, even my arms will she's skinny enough, she's svelte enough that her arm, but this way, but her arms go around her to hold in the whole circle shape, and she definitely sleeps with her tongue out.
So yeah, you quickly unfurl your bedroll and get comfortable.
Good night.
Okay. So the three of you.
Eamon, yeah,
Thank you, Papa.
I think he will head out. He's feeling good enough that he's not too terribly worried about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would be, if Corey didn't explicitly invite him, he would probably just slip out on his own. Maybe not with any intentions of going out originally, but just to kind of go downstairs and people watch.
Yep.
Willie will have left the door into the hallway slightly ajar, and seeing his companions moving after we've settled, will approach the door and quietly open it as Eamon and Corey are passing by and give them a little very quiet drawing them.
Yes, Corey was actually going to go up to your door before she left.
All right. I am thinking, if you are going to do some reconnoitering, we might want to know where Everett is headed, because from what you told us, what you saw in the window, he had the appearance of a man heading to his doom. I don't like this. Something foul is afoot, and we must discover what it is.
Yes. Do you think you can keep watch? I believe Daisha's completely dead, without the dying part.
Yeah. I will
as close to death as possible.
I will keep my door open, and I will make sure that she is safe and no one bothers her. I will study my journal and see if I can glean any facts from what we have learned so far. Be safe in your travels, Corey.
Thank you.
Okay, so
but also,
Corey, you're heading out into the streets. I mean, you're going downstairs.
I'm hanging out onto the rooftop was my plan.
Okay.
We're doing this ninja style, yo. I would also say that Corey would very quickly give when we moved up and we kind of reconvened away from prying ears, would have mentioned the entity that she saw. Just vaguely. Be like, beware of frog-like entities that are not our dear companion.
When did Corey mention that in earshot of Willie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Willie will pull out his journal and quickly sketch the Lornling that he saw inside the ride and say, "Did it look like this creature?"
Yes. Her
Yeah.
aspects tend to look like that.
Yeah, exactly
I
the
would,
same.
I would say be doubly careful. They are thieves.
Hmm. Funny how there's been a sudden increase of those since I've popped in here.
Billy,
Those
what are you
rabbits
talking
smell this.
about?
I just want to tell you, I am hardly compelled that I need to tell you this. When I fell out of the ride, no, that is not the truth. When I jumped from the ride thinking I would somehow shortchange Mr. Witch and Mr. Light's ability to send us here, well, I saw several creatures, 3 of them. I am thinking they are somehow associated with what we were told about the coven that is now in charge of his Scissor and Yon. And one of them took something from me. I'm afraid it was my ability to write. That is why I have been sketching recently. And it looked like this little froggy creature. Ugh. Frogs, most disgusting. It is the one that Corey described assaulted our friend Everett.
Interesting. I'm
Yeah.
very surprised you can sketch because aren't letters just pictograms of sound?
However, words are concrete. Sketching is more visceral, more ephemeral. It engages different centers of where our thought comes from in our brain. This is why I don't think I am able to make the letters work. And Willie will try to write his own name. See, look. And will instead sketch like a stick figure of himself with the quill and the coat and the little book. You'll see I am writing my name and I come up with the stick figure. I am not knowing how this is happening, but it is so.
It makes sense. You're still. Is this how you see yourself?
Yeah, it is a pretty close approximation, don't you think? Look, powerful build, nice coat, nice smile.
She's looking at the stick figure and with
It's like a little hangman figure.
Yeah, but she's looking at the stick figure, looking at Willie and being like, I suppose you are skinny underneath that coat. That makes sense, I guess.
I am not that skinny. I weigh a total of, easily 6.5 stone. That is a good weight for someone who is 5'10".
Stone is relative. All stones weigh something different.
I am thinking, it does not matter. I am heavy enough I am the perfect weight for what I am. Don't you have a mission to go do, Koi? I have study to do, and you're disturbing Daisha. He will like storm and sit down.
There you go, Willie. You have a very healthy body image.
It's
all right.
Implying
Thank you.
anything. I was
No.
just-
I understand. It wasn't an insult. Willie, you drew a stick.
I did. Oh,
if I wanted
suppose you're
to
right. I
insult
forgot
you,
my
darling, I
glasses.
would.
That is what it is. I forgot my glasses on my self-portrait.
Yep.
It does not
Also,
matter.
Willie, trust
That
me,
was
if
it.
I wanted to insult you, I would do it properly. And she walks off.
Good luck, Emin. Be safe. I will make sure Daisa is okay while she rests. And Willie will install himself in the dormer, looking through the hallway, through his open door at Daisha's door, and he will be studying his book and doing what warlocks do when warlocks aren't doing what warlocks do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go with you first. You heading downstairs?
Yes.
Okay. So, you creak your way back down the wooden steps and see a few people inside here hanging around. Jasper's like, oh, more of the bog ale, sir.
Oh, I'm all right, Jasper. It's okay.
Right you are. Everyone, this is Emin. local of Prismere, if I recall.
He's gonna look back at his like carapace because he's decided to walk around, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I thought that was pretty obvious, but you know."
Oh, the wilds are a broad and varied place. Thought you might have come from a bit further afield.
You know that's fair.
Are you from this part of He kind of looks around almost conspiratorially for a second. Prismere?
Oh no, I'm from a little ways away from here, but and Emin kind of he looks a little bit reminiscent, like his face kind of softens a little bit. Across the mists, you know.
Oh, well, we don't. We nobody's been out of this particular neck of the woods for quite some time. You know, if you're looking to get home, you need to find yourself one of them guides.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of things about the guides, but
Aye.
you know how you say some time. How long is some time?
That the mists have been about.
Yeah, that, like you know, your lifetime.
Oh no. It's oh goodness. It's been. Well, it must be. You know, I can't recall. I just remember there was the tough times, and then grandmother came, and we haven't wanted for anything since. Bountiful times.
Mm. What can you tell me what she brought? Like you know, technology or biochemistry? What changed here? Like
Oh, just you know, the blessings of a good harvest. Year in, year out. We almost don't know what to do with all the stuff. If only the mists were there, we could, you know, trade them further afield. But I suppose the one doesn't come without the other.
obviously he's lying.
To an extent, he's being creative with the truth. He hasn't lied.
Right.
But he's putting this positive spin on it.
Right.
Cheers, absolutely, mate. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Jasper, I know that you can't make this crystal clear, you know, but and he's gonna lean in a little bit closer to Jasper, and he'll say, like, you know, what happened? What out in the street?
Oh, I've just been working. You know, busy day today. What's that? Bog ale and fried chicken? Yeah, just a moment. I'm sorry, sir. I must, you know, open wide. But anyone joining us new from last week, there are no mugs or tankards in this place. If you want to drink, you just have to baby bird it. straight from the cask. It's their equivalent of field to table, you know. Cask to mouth. Sorry.
Emin is going to walk over to Jasper, who I'm assuming is probably trying to avoid him at this point.
He just extricated himself from the conversation. Yeah.
Right. He's going to take out a coin from his pocket, and he's not going to give it to him, but he's going to like kind of rub it in his fingers, and he's going to show it to Jasper. And he's going to be like, if I give you this, is that going to be a problem?
We have no need of it. There's nothing to spend it on. This is more of a trade and barter system here, you know. We exchange our various produce for services and, clicks on by. There's no way to spend that coin around here.
I didn't ask if you could use it. You're not answering my question. If I give it to you, is something going to happen to you?
But why would you? We don't charge for our services.
If I were to give it as, say, a gift.
But
Charity.
There's no need. There's no need.
All right.
You know, sorry, the dinner time rush is always such a thing. Maybe later on, and he kind of like raises his eyebrows. Maybe later on, once people have settled down a bit and got the food in their tummies and they're having a bit of a drink. Maybe then, eh?
Understood. And Emin is going to he's going to put out his wings and just because I don't know how taller is Jasper.
Fairly. He's like probably about 5'10", 5'11".
So he's got 3 feet on Emin. So Emin is gonna he's gonna be and he'll kind of head out the door.
Okay. Yeah, you open it up and go through the little space between the outside exterior boardwalk, which is designed to be above the level of the floodwaters when they come in, and then the top of the doorway, as it was just a regular doorway once before, and out into the street. Meanwhile, Corey
has popped through. Corey has popped through the window. To as stealthily as possible. She's wanting to get a better view of things now that she has a view of the landscape.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to kind of see, because at this point it's starting to settle into dark, but it's not dark yet, right?
The colors are just kind of bleeding into that kind of orange red.
Okay.
Yeah, end of the day.
So while she has access to light that she can see with, she's going to be, my main aim is to do 2 things. One, to observe the town for a few minutes to see if anything shifts or changes. Is there a use of candlelight, or is everyone just kind of letting themselves plunge into darkness? Okay. Is there any movement happening anywhere near, a boat structure for things to be moved around? That sort of thing, the tone shift at the end of the day kind of thing. And the other thing she's going to do is, I don't know if we've made it possible, but is that thing with their hair still okay to do? To ask questions or no?
I'm sure, yeah.
Okay. She is going to pull her mask down briefly now that there's no one around. Take a deep breath in, kind of fresh air, as fresh as can get in a swamp, but fresher than through her mask. She kind of scratches the edges of her skin. In the light, there's a light glistening on her jawline. And she kind of turns to the strands that sit at the side of her scalp, which I don't know if there's still bristles and thorns at the moment, or if there's something else.
Yeah, they would have receded. And I think there's actually just nothing at the moment, actually. It's just...
Okay. Oh, this is a refreshing change. But unfortunately...
They're in stealth mode.
Yes. Darling, I have some questions for you. Would you be willing to answer one?
A couple of inquisitive blooms open up.
I'm sorry to bother you. I'm sure that you are desperate for my company, regardless, but is the town we're in going to be safe if we remove grandmother?
There's a bounteous flurry of flowers, which you kind of feel is representing the current situation. And in the middle, there is a particular kind of flower, just one that is very specific to kind of swampy areas. And it's kind of a sickly looking thing. And it detaches and wilts and disappears. And the bounteous flowers around start to wither and decrease.
All right. Decrease but not fade completely?
Not entirely, no. But
Okay.
a shadow of what they were before.
All right. That's fine. The other question was if a person has something and it is taken, is it still in the village?
Bright flowers bloom.
Okay. All right. So it's still around. All right, and last one.
Actually,
Are you
very specifically,
Yes.
bright flowers bloom like throughout your hair, like all over the place, and then that same swamp-like flower comes, and they all disappear, and then they reappear. The bright flowers all disappear, and they all reappear, gathered around that one swamp bloom.
Understood. Right, and last but not least. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. Darling, are you well?
A single, solitary nightshade blooms.
I miss you too. Not all of you, but I miss you too. All right, well, calm down. She puts her mask back on, gets back into I'm cool mode, and tries to be super sincere about it, and just kind of gets does that observation, and then starts heading towards hopefully an alley where Emin can find her.
I mean, you're going across the rooftops, yeah? Or you
Yes,
drop it,
as
you drop it
subtly as
down.
possible.
Just give me a relatively easy acrobatics or athletics.
Okie dokie, let's hope that I don't stuff this. I would like to use my inspiration.
Okay.
I would like to use definitely my inspiration. 21.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, so sorry, which were you using?
Acrobatics.
Okay, so yeah, you nimbly rush across the rooftops here, and the various buildings along the main street here are relatively close, so you just nimbly spring across to the next roof as you come to any gaps between them, and make your way back the way you came.
Flurry of petals. Making my way back to where I came, basically towards wherever its home was, when the home was there. If the home's still there.
Well, you just saw his garden.
Yep, so towards the garden, essentially.
On the outskirts
and
there.
hopefully Eminem can know roughly where I am. Because I did mention that I was popping out.
as you're moving slowly to to stay hidden and keep your balance, you do hear a familiar buzz of wings, which none of the Eladrin would have after a short while. That's off to the right and below you. So,
I
Emma, are you
make
heading
a
that direction
vague
too?
signal. Yep.
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay,
Vague signal.
indeed. Willie, is there anything particular you are looking to research and glean from your notes?
Yeah. I am going back to my previous researches while I was studying in the academies of the Darelands. For everything I know about the Fae, especially the Hags, and anything particular to the rules of engaging them and dealing with them. In my quest previously as an investigator, I have faced many oddities and strange creatures, but each one has its own set of rules. So I am trying to determine a stratagem, a course of action that we must take to deal with the threat to Mudchuckle and Hizza. Overall, obviously, more information must be gleaned, but I am trying to build a case for what we must do.
Okay. Give me depending on how you're approaching this, give me either an investigation or a history check.
I am thinking we shall do investigation.
Okay.
Yikes! And I rolled a 14. I have 2. No, I'm not gonna risk it.
Keep on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
14 is okay. With that, looking through your notes and the various things you've gleaned in your time in the Witchlight Carnival and the researches you did whilst you were searching for a way to Zybilna's domain before you arrived, you find mention of hags. And you remember thinking about them as you had those memories of that strange old woman that delivered you into the material plane. And you considered that might have been a possibility, especially as your warlock journey took you into the realm of the Fae and all of that manner of creatures. Your very kind of meticulous approach to things led you to research as many Fae creatures as you could. And you realized that in your researches and various journeys through various tomes and collections of lore, you realized that with hags, if you're very careful about it, there's always a way to negotiate a situation. But they're always looking out for themselves above anything and anyone else. And their deals can be treacherous. But if there's something that you're willing to pay and that they're willing to accept, then there's always a negotiation option when it comes to those creatures in particular.
Clarifying question. Would I make the connection that were a situation to evolve that you don't have to fight, you don't have to do combat, but we're a situation to evolve where it is in the hag's best interest, self-serving best interest, to do what you want, that negotiations would go in your direction, that essentially they could be outwitted if you maneuver the environment and the circumstances to put them at a disadvantage, so they'd have to.
Absolutely, yeah. They're on a very intrinsic level. They're greedy and delight in the suffering of others. So if you could frame it in such a way that it seemed like they were getting the best end of the deal, then they would absolutely go for that. If such a proposition was craftable. And you and you think that direct conflict is not really an option, as they're likely just to, they have various means of escape through magic or manipulation of their environment, and more often than not they'd rather disappear and skitter away and come back and cause trouble from behind the scenes later on. They're not going to stand and fight until you kill them.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Sky Voice. This realization is wunderbar.
Show me what you got. Daisha. You are curled up, peacefully sleeping in the
For now.
Spartan interior of the Pungent Pleasure. But it's still better than the nights you spent in the Feywild here before, avoiding dangerous creatures and trying to sneak your way about the place, out in the wilds. Although you enjoyed being out in the nature as well. In your mind's eye as you're dreaming, you find yourself looking down on a similar view to when you first arrived, from a great height. But you're not up on the causeway, the ruined causeway where you first arrived in this realm. You're flying. Soaring above the trees and swamp waters of Hither. You see the Slanty Tower. You see a clearing off in the forest to the top right, which must be where Mudchuckle lies. You see the mist-wreathed mountains over in the far right, and the gigantic, shorn-off tree stump emerging out of the mists and the swamp to the top of where you are. You swoop over it all and find yourself hurtling towards the far top parts of this region, where more of those mists encircle the realm, although without mountains at this end of things. And beyond those mists, far away, in the same direction that all of the causeways are leading, as if they used to be some kind of thoroughfare, all leading to this one place, you glimpse the faintest suggestion of an incredible, majestic castle. Fluted towers, arches between them, beautiful designs in the architecture, just reaching up as if trying to escape from the mists that are surrounding and drawing them down. And a voice, a female voice, reaches out to you, and you hear it in your mind. So you're not hearing it coming across through the air, you hear it in the back of your mind. You've been here once before. Welcome back. I wish it were under better circumstances.
Yes? Hello? Do I know you?
Not yet. But perhaps soon.
Oh, well, how do you know me? So if you know, are we going to be friends?
One can only hope.
That's ominous.
Enjoy your rest. And beyond all, enjoy the waking. For I have nothing but rest. And cannot wake from this. And the voice disappears, as does the vision of the castle, the mists reaching up greedily, swallowing it, covering your view. And you find yourself drawn away, almost reaching out, like clasping towards this beautiful vision.
As everything starts to end, I'm gonna be like, I'm sorry, don't be sad.
No response. And you find yourself drawn back over the scene. And it all starts to disappear under the mists, swirling maliciously, swallowing all of Prismia, and swallowing your dreaming vision. And you return to a dreamless sleep.
Feels.
Yeah, that was a lot.
The feels.
It was good though. It was good though.
Corey. Emin.
Meanwhile, on a field trip.
Yes. Corey, skipping across the rooftops and Emin buzzing along the streets. You're greeted, Emin, once more by forced smiles and overly cheerful hellos. And you're heading towards Everett's plot.
Mm-hmm.
You arrive there pretty much the same time. Corey perched on the final building at the edge of the village.
Like Batman.
Emin buzzing along the street, and you both see the same thing. Everett on the near corner of his raised up plot of land. On his knees. In the dirt, in the soil. Surrounded by withered black vines and rotten vegetables.
Oh no.
The entirety of his crop destroyed.
Yeah. And no one surrounding has kind of made any move to like look like they're helping, or
Yeah,
is it
it's
just
like-
avoiding?
It's like it's elementary school and he's got the lurgy.
Oh dear.
Nobody's going close.
Does it feel permanent? Like they're not going to be moving? They're not going to be interacting with him again?
No, it seems forced. They don't want to.
But they're doing it for their safety.
But yeah, it just looks like association would be a bad idea at the moment, and Everett doesn't seem distraught about it. He doesn't look like he wants to. He wouldn't wish that on them either.
Right.
And as you get closer, and Emin, I think you probably bring your wings in and start walking the last little bit. And Corey, you kind of let yourself down off the roof, swinging down on a gabled little doorway to below, dropping onto the porch roof and then onto the ground, and falling in next to Emin.
Oh.
As you get close, you can hear Everett muttering to himself. Why? Was it mine? I never had nothing. I didn't have nothing. Where'd it come from? What happened?
I think
We
Emin's going
turn
to
to
take
Emin.
point on this one. And he's going to kind of walk up and, kind of call. He doesn't want to startle Everett, so he's going to call out to him from a good distance and just say, "Hey, Everett, what happened? You got like a parasite or something going on here?"
And he quickly brings up his sleeve, nice and clean still from the spell, and wipes it across his face. Stands. He's like, "Oh, friends. I suppose it's what comes of being so out on the edge here, so near the wild swamps. Some little blighter's got in here, ain't he?" The sound of that howl off the trees kind of looks nervously off towards the swamp and the edge of the forest.
What direction is he looking? Can I tell?
Now he just looked off into the forest from where that wolf howl came from.
Okay. Swamp wolves. Nice.
Well,
From the channel that brought you airwolves, swamp wolves,
Swamp wolves!
with snorkels.
They're just like sticks. They're like hollow sticks.
like a reed, yeah.
Thanks for the follow me up.
Emin is gonna, without showing any change of emotion, he's gonna stay positive about it. He's gonna be like, "Well, you gotta get all this stuff out of here before you put the new stuff in, so where do I start?"
Oh, no rush. I've seen something like this before. Another plot of land. Won't be able to grow anything for quite some time. It's all right. As a whole, Mudchuckle has got a bountiful harvest, as always. I'll not go wanting. I'll grow a fresh batch next year.
Next year? It takes that long?
Oh, there's only one growing season.
I think she reaches into her pockets for chamomile and mint. Tea to calm your nerves. This is quite a shock.
Just a drink.
Just a drink.
Sure. Thank you.
Gives the loose tea. I don't have any boiling water on me then. Just have the herb in a little bundle. So chamomile, mint, maybe some stray tea leaf, probably more leaning toward a green or a Darjeeling first flush. And giving that bundle to along with, if I can, some lavender. Helps with sleep.
And completely misunderstanding, he just says, "Thank you very much." Just pops it in and starts chewing.
Well, everything except the lavender was probably wise.
Oh, right. He pops that in his lapel.
You can eat the rest, that's fine. I do it all the time. But, I have to ask...
Night's coming in and the swamp sounds a bit restless.
It does.
You want to head back to the Pungent Pleasure?
Yes, I was going to ask, actually, does this town have to worry about any sort of dangers at night? Should
no.
we be extra wary of anything?
No, but I wouldn't wander too far.
any particular direction we shouldn't wander, just in case? I do have a habit of sleepwalking occasionally.
Stay out of the trees.
The trees, understood. Thank you. Very
Sounds
sweet.
like someone's in a good mood.
Oh, me?
Oh, well, couldn't speak to that, but no. Grandmother and her mother, great grandmother, I guess.
Oh, your grandmother.
No.
Particularly sweet?
Our town's patron.
Ah. Someone who takes care of you.
Yes, indeed.
Provides you everything you need.
Organically, aye.
Mm-hmm. Are they a kind patron?
They come through on their promises.
Ooh, good. Is there a rule for guests? Should we be greeting them at all?
Oh, look at me, prattling on. Let's get you back inside.
Ooh, that's a face that says that you don't want us to meet them. That's fine. Everyone has family that they'd rather forget occasionally. But I'm sure that this woman is very lovely.
Yeah. Yes.
While this is all taking place, Emin is going to climb up on one of the planters, or fly up, I guess. He doesn't really have to climb. And he's gonna plunge his hand into the soil and try to, he's curious if this is a natural thing or a magical thing.
Okay. How is he trying to determine that?
Could I do an Arcana check to see if there's magic in the soil?
Arcana or history, with your local knowledge.
I'm gonna go with Arcana. A 12.
Okay. I mean, just from the rapidity of it and the look of it, it's not natural. There's some fey shenanigans going on here. Although you haven't seen its like or particularly experienced anything like it
Right.
yourself. And if you go, Everett will lead you back to the pungent pleasure.
I would probably, if we ever get a moment alone, I doubt we will. I probably asked Emin about the soil, and if it's anything like what I saw coming out of the O wells.
I mean, the soil looked the same.
Okay.
Just all of the plants were blighted and dead.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
You felt, and you also when you witnessed that, you felt a slight tightening in your hair, as if the flowers were drawing away from it.
Oh dear. Good to know. Grandmother sounds like a lovely lady.
So, you head back, and you see, as you start to make your way towards the pungent pleasure, there are quite a few other Eladrin heading in that direction. So it seems to be a bit of a focal point as the last of the light disappears. And as you were asking before, Corey, a few people do have small lanterns. It's very, very modest affairs. It seems like things that are entirely necessary, they do seem to own the bare minimum of.
Mm-hmm.
And there are in the whole length of the main street, there are 4 lanterns spaced as far apart as possible, and so there are a few pools of darkness between them, but basically navigate your way across the streets no problem as the sunlight daylight drains from the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And a ridiculous starscape reveals itself.
Never gets old.
No, it does not. And yeah, you clamber up onto the boardwalk in front of the Pungent Pleasure, crawl through the door, and yeah, it's much more bustling than it was before. Various people all gathered in here, standing around. A distinct lack of chairs, and there's like the couple of chairs they did have. They're like elderly Eladrin sat in them. Everyone else is just stood around. It's like a student union bar. You know?
Classic. All right. I'm rather tired. I'm not going to lie.
I have one more conversation. I'll be up in a minute.
Do you need me to keep an eye?
Nah, it's all right.
All right.
Willie,
Yelp
are you
twice if you're
are you gonna
able.
are you heading downstairs after a while, or are you just staying up?
Absent-mindedly rubbing the tri-prong tattoo behind his ear, Willie will, hear that it's picking up downstairs and will, surreptitiously head down the stairs and kind of see what the lie of the land is in the common room. And if he espies either Daisha or Emin, he will come down and join them.
Daisha?
Or not Daisha, Corey. Sorry. I've reached an age.
Speaking of sleepwalking.
Exactly. I don't.
It's just Daisha going down the stairs in front of you without you realizing.
Yeah.
Sliding down the banister.
Dear.
I've got it.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Here
So
are
we'll
the
come down
thoughts.
and espying Emin or Corey. Well, I'm so sorry. We'll walk up to them. So, how did your constitutional go? Meals good and digested?
Well, I had to eat rather quickly, but yes.
Quick bite.
You will recall you never saw her eat.
Yeah, I do.
But I would say that I'm not going to lie. I've had some very interesting information provided me tonight from a couple of sources. But mostly, I'm rather tired. I'm going to check on our dear friend, make sure that they're all right.
By the way,
Keep an eye on Emin.
as you're finishing this conversation, there is an Eladrin that you haven't met over by the window, looking up and out as if they're looking up towards the sky. And as the last glimmer of sunset disappears from behind the trees and the swamp beyond the edges of the village, he turns. All right, everyone. It's nighttime proper now. And everyone in the entire room goes, thank fuck for that, another day. Everett, are you okay? And everyone just gathers around Everett very concernedly.
Oh,
Willie will look at his companions like, Was ist los?
I would say that Corey gets, if they could see it, Corey gets just this very sly smile across her face, just like, satisfying.
A little flurry of foxgloves in your hair.
Isn't that right, dear?
Corey, you seem to be understanding what is going on here. Do you care to posit a conjecture?
Well, when one has got an eye on someone, when that eye slides shut, it's quite relieving. Trust me. The rare occasions that I'm left alone, there's a distinct pause.
All the foxgloves disappear.
The rare occasions I'm left alone can be quite relieving. I know what it's like. And this is the attitudes of people who are constantly under watch.
So the vigilance only occurs during the day. This is interesting. In my study of the subject, I did not know that they were limited by a time frame. This would make it think that the nighttime is our strength.
Jasper calls out across the room. Farah, would you do the honors? And you see this very elderly Eladrin, like, up from the chair. She's like, oh yeah, of course, Everett, I'm sorry. And she kind of like, using a gnarled, like, stick, just kind of like moves across. And you see she holds onto something at her chest and moves her hand across. And you see in the corner of the room a large sideboard, basically, like a dining room sideboard, apparates out of nothing, hidden and veiled away, and all of the locals gather around it and they start passing out plates and tankards.
Yes! Yes!
And
You love to see it!
and Jasper starts like gleefully pouring drinks into tankards properly, and he turns to
thank
you.
God, cups.
Sorry for certain allowances that we have to make during the daytime. Here you go. have a proper drink.
Jasper, a question then.
Aye.
You didn't happen to hide a blanket under pillow, did you?
No, I'm afraid haven't quite got the storage space. We prioritized the tankards. What can I say?
Understandable.
Of course.
Makes sense.
Now,
That's so
may I offer you a
truly-
tankard of bog ale? A plate
Yes,
of cheese?
A plate of cheese would be lovely.
Yeah.
I might need to rouse our companion because I believe she'd be very happy to see this.
Droga! I think this calls for a charcuterie board. He's just like gleefully.
Rouse me.
I'm on my way. I'm trying to get up there. I keep getting interrupted by the GM.
I wasn't sure if it was just the clip of a mic or something. Did you start with arouse me?
No, roused.
Okay.
Roused me.
Just checking. Hey,
Just
Petros.
screaming in my sleep. Arouse me.
Corey moves in. It's like, oh, I'll leave it half an hour or so. wake someone in the middle of a dream. Okay, so yes, Corey, yes, you do.
I'd like to go upstairs.
Daisha.
Daisha, there's fun things downstairs. Would you like to have some fun? Finally.
And Daisha is just gonna, like, fun and like practically vault herself up. Like, you know how people vault over those, like, what are they called?
Oh,
Not
vaulting
pole
horses.
Vaulting
horse?
horses. I was
Yeah.
thinking pony, and I'm like, I don't think it's called a pony. Like, over those vaulting horses,
The
except
little ones
she
are
does it
called.
like,
The little ones are.
yeah, the little baby one. She like pushes herself up off the floor, like as if she were going over a vaulting horse, and like is like in the doorway and goes downstairs, and then it's like, wait, where are we going?
Yeah, Daisha
No.
is. I mean, as you come out into the corridor, when Corey summons you and rouses you from your slumber, you hear the bizarrely joyful sounding scene from downstairs.
Never mind, I know where we're going. And like, I just go straight there.
Corey drinks her bog ale now that everyone's gone, stubs the slice of cheese in her mouth, puts her mask back on.
You had cups this whole time?
It's been up the entire time. She's never taken it off in front of you.
Oh no.
I was half tempted to wear a mask.
It's
Oh,
just
a cup. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, no,
Yes.
this is a thing now.
You-
Temporarily. But
You
it's a
didn't
thing.
do that in front of me, right? You didn't take it.
No, but she had the
No.
cup.
Okay. I meant like they've had cups the whole time.
Yeah.
Indeed. Okay, so yeah, Daisha, you come down the stairs to a very different scene. You see a genuinely happy-looking group of Eladrin enjoying ale and food with the appropriate containers.
So I think that no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I was just gonna say, like, I'm reaching for one. I'm drinking, and you can do what you're gonna do. I don't want to interrupt you.
No, Emin is going to finish his drink and say, "All right, Jasper.
Yes,
Pardon my drow, but what the fuck was all that?"
Well, that was a little thing we have to put up with every day. But end of the day, celebration is due, and everyone piles in for a quick point, and then off to bed, ready to endure the morrow.
Scarlet, the joke there is that drow speak in a French accent.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the Underdark. Yeah.
That's amazing. I love this.
Yeah, the Wackyverse Underdark is all French. Yeah. Hence the fact that Maxine in Waterdeep, the speaking horse that works for the Harpers, she was deeply undercover in the Underdark for a long time and speaks with a very strong French accent.
Very strong.
Nice.
Oh, Maxine.
Yes. All accents are geographical, not racial, in the Wackyverse.
Yes.
My damn offline players, Michael and everyone in Eberron the other day made it canon that the rat folk in this Egyptian-styled city of cats, this desert town that they're in, all speak with a Birmingham accent. So they're going through this Egyptian sandy city with these pyramids and all of these gnolls and mystical like Bastetti, which are like cat folk in that area, and and then there's all these rat folk going around. No, I've got stuck in this Mudchuckle accent now. Is it, yeah. All right there, mate. How's it going? Yeah, we're just a bunch of rat folk over here. And just, this is full-on Brummie accent.
Brilliant. I love that.
Thank God. That is fantastic.
Yes, Dritz will be French now. What's the panther's name? Someone in chat. What's the panther's name? I can't remember. It's been a
What
while.
panther?
Dritz, the famous drow hero, has a panther companion. Oh God!
Yes.
No matter.
I'm going.
Anywho, so yeah, Jasper says to you, I'll let. Sorry, I've got lots to do here. A bit of catching up to be done. Everett will fill you in once he's extricated himself from that gaggle of folk. And you see, there's just well-wishers and concerned people just flocking around Everett. They're like, "What happened?" And he's like, "I don't know. It's just I've never had a coin in my pocket since God knows when." It's like, where did it come from? Must be one of them damn satyrs pulling a little trick on you or something.
Yes, satyrs.
Yes, satyrs.
It's always satyrs.
Toy satyrs.
I love that lost Mythic Goddesses of Theros image of the satyrs is incredible. Like the one where she's just got the guy in the headlock and she's like, "Argh!"
Yes, it's so good.
In the background, like someone's about to be murdered. It looks like just for the fun of it. It's just oh shit.
Yeah.
Sorry,
God,
blasted my volume in my room there. Okay. So yes.
Anyway.
As you kind of convene and come back together there, and after a short while, Everett does manage to escape from the gaggle of well-wishers, and he comes over to you, and he's like, "My friends, I'm sorry, but grandmother does like her sleep, so it does give us quite a nice reprieve once the sun's gone down."
You have the strictest grandmother, just shoveling the charcuterie board. You have the strictest grandmother that I've ever met. That might be a lie.
It's,
Potentially violent.
it's our own fault, to be honest.
Why?
We made a deal. bounteous harvests, but in return, all objects and items and belongings in the town are hers, and she can claim them at her whim. And she does, especially when she detects something new, like whatever the hell's happened to me before.
Yes. Rather bizarre.
Aye, no matter.
offense,
I'll be able to help out my cousin's farming plot instead.
No offense, Everett, but that sounds like kind of a shitty deal.
Aye, and to be honest, it's a deal that we're wanting to go back on, but we're worried about famine. The reason we made the deal in the first place was that the current situation here, with the waters, rising and falling all the time, it's not just the elevation that helps our crops grow. The fields would go to waste, rot away, if it wasn't for grandmother's magic causing them to be artificially bountiful. What I say? I'm going to say that again. Artificially bountiful. Sorry, just reveling in my own accent.
Artificially bountiful.
So
It does seem
Everett,
rather rotten, doesn't it? No, sorry, you first, Billy.
Isn't it, Willie?
So Everett, so
Sorry, Billy.
yeah, Everett. So you, what happened? So the waters. I mean, if I understand correctly, the wells were under control. From the well keeper in the tower. Did the waters start to rise and fall, and then there were years of famine? And
Oh,
then
it's
you
that-
made
It's that blooming Bavlona, isn't it? Ever since she
Oh.
came in here with her sisters and, sliced and diced up the realm and turned this particular patch into one great big swamp, then that's when we had the hard times. And then grandmother showed up, promising that we could have all of the food that we needed and more, and just said that she wanted some of our stuff and that she could take what she wanted from time to time, and we all thought it sounded like a decent deal, better than starving, so we said yes.
When they took everything, leaving you in a state of misery. Have you ever considered the grandmother and Bavlona are in league with each other?
Oh,
One creates the situations, the other one relieves it, leaving you
grandmother.
even more.
Grandmother is one of Bavlona's pets.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So
you do
at least you
understand
know.
this.
Oh yes,
You do
yes.
know this.
Oh yes, yes.
It is the worst kind of adversary.
But we can't take action against grandmother. I mean, I don't know if you witnessed what happened before, but
They seemed rather fast.
the speed on them is not greater than anything we could deal with. Besides, if something were to happen to her, then Bavlona would come down as like a ton of bricks. You don't want to piss her off.
That is troubling.
Yeah. I'm sorry for your situation, Everett. Very, very sorry.
Don't worry, you lot are safe. It's only the belongings of those of us in the village. Outsiders
Yeah.
aren't beholden to the same deal.
Why do you have to keep it secret?
We just don't want any adventurous-looking types doing anything foolish.
Oh.
Although, if you are wanting to try. No, it's just during the day when she's awake, she's aware of everything that goes on in the town. You saw how she reacted to me mysteriously getting myself a little bit of wealth.
That was
That was
strange.
very strange. Very strange.
I do not know what happened. It's a right mystery. But
Sidelong look over at Emmon. Indeed, a true
Did
mystery.
any of us actually see that, though?
no, I don't think so. His sleight of hand was pretty high.
Yeah.
Like,
was
Cora's
very high.
passive's pretty high, but I don't think it's high enough.
And then just has to live with his guilt.
What guild?
So yeah, look at that face. Look at that beard and that vicious blade. I think he's cool.
What guild? There's no such thing.
Compunction is for,
Emmons a
compunction is for
sociopath.
sissies.
It was bait.
It
Look.
was smart.
If you think there's anything that can be done, I mean, I'm happy to show you the way to her place.
Well,
It's about 30 minutes from here. You know, a bit of a walk. I wouldn't take it at the moment. Seems like someone's happy with themselves.
So
As I said
is
before.
the
Do I sure as well? Yeah.
is the surrounding area associated with grandmother's mood or Bavlona's mood?
Oh,
I was-
Bavlonas.
Are you saying you would take us to Bavlona's or to grandmother's?
Oh, I don't rightly know where Bavlonas is.
Ah.
No, I could show you where grandmother is.
I am thinking we need a good night of rest and a full meal and some time to prepare, but maybe tomorrow evening, once the
Very
sun
nice.
goes down, to grandmother's house we go. Yeah?
I would agree with that. I do have a question, though. We're also trying to make our way top right.
Thank you.
We're looking for a lake of some kind and a creature within it for assistance finding keys and such.
Oh, the Watcher.
Oh yes, that
That's
one.
it.
Aye. Oh yeah, that'd be top right from here. Yeah.
Is it rather far or
A bit of a trek,
Is it-
aye.
treacherous journey, for example, or
Oh no, I wouldn't think so. Come morning, them Maori boys out in the forest will be gone.
them? Sorry, would you say that again, please?
The Howdy boys out in the forest there, the werewolves.
Ah. Oh yeah.
I love werewolves.
That's just bit of a side effect of Bavlorna being in a good mood. She must be happy about something.
We did notice that there was interesting color changes within the local flora.
Aye, yeah, that'll happen. It's not like the good old days. I remember when Zabilna was in charge. Oh, you could have big, sweeping tidal waves of colour coming through. And the opposite as well when she was in a bad mood, but just got out of the way. But to a limited extent, the hags have the same effect. But
Interesting.
it feels like poor old Zabilna is under some kind of curse. Not's been heard of her since those three showed up.
Are you able to tell us how long ago it was now?
Oh yeah, it was I don't really remember.
So it's been about 4 or 5 years since Willie really connected with Sibilna.
On the material plane, yes.
Yeah. Was it
Very
maybe
strange,
4
yeah.
or 5 harvests ago?
Oh, this bountiful harvest keeps us so busy.
I mean, why me?
Very wibbles. Very wobbles. Time doesn't flow the way it does on the material world.
Willie will lean over and, stage whisper at Corey, "You're not thinking that maybe they also gave away their memories of events, or is this an effect of the Feywild?"
Well, it seems like the agreement was items and or objects. It could be affecting everyone. I
Also,
don't think anybody quite remembers.
Emin and
Do they?
Corey, you would also know that the Feywild doesn't really have any manner of passing time, of measuring time.
Yes.
And it can differ from season to season, week to week.
Seasonal stuff is the only indication really of time passing here, and even then, somebody in gestures could be summer one day or winter the next.
Yeah. This ties with what I have read of the old myths and legends of, the Van Winkle who laid down to take a nap inside the bole of a tree, and waking he found that 20 years had passed. The entire time he was dreaming of dancing with the Fae, and he thought it was just a simple short rest. I think he was a warlock too.
That's awful. Can you imagine taking a 10-minute nap and waking up 20 years older?
Ooh.
R.I.P. to that.
Like Corey's eyes distinctly like dart over and shrugs. You can get lost in the things you do. It's not undeniable. Time always feels strange when events occur.
That was properly vague.
Intentionally.
And like,
Jeez.
Daisha doesn't make the connection at all that it was intentional at all. She's just like, that was a weird, not connected thing to say.
Yes. Would you like some more cheese?
Yes.
Always.
So hype.
Rainbow vein.
Oh, sorry. Just keep my emotions, sorry.
Daisha,
Keep down your emotions about
Are
cheese,
you sure
Sean?
you should be eating that much cheese?
I've been drinking too. It's fine.
It's probably a good thing we have separate rooms. Yeah. Does it seem like there's any more useful information to be gleaned from the Eladrin this evening?
Sorry, that was such a DM. That was
It
such
was-
a
sorry, it
DM
really
player
is.
question. It
really
really
is.
was.
It's so
Green
meta.
is my favorite word.
So Charlie, say again, sorry.
Willie will look around and, perusing the crowd, kind of make a judgment call if he feels like there might be further use in, I am loath to use the word interrogate, but that is really what we are doing. The locals, to see if we can understand more of the situation. Maybe learn specifically if any weaknesses have been seen with this grandmother creature.
Okay.
For these little frog guys.
Agreed. No.
Give
Yeah.
me anyone who wishes to mingle and chat with the locals. Give me a charisma check.
Ooh.
Hey, no
Great
more.
charisma.
Joy. Just straight charisma.
Yes.
Muddy 20.
Nice.
For one whole
Uh,
second, I was like, oh, my charisma's shit. And then I was like, oh no, I'm a Yanti. I'm naturally charismatic.
Hey.
But still I got a 12.
Okay.
9.
9.
17.
17.
Corey
Okay.
doesn't people very well most of the time.
So yeah, Daisha and Corey not so much, but Emin and Willie, you each pick up something interesting, chatting to folks about various things that have happened around town. There are a couple of interesting stories you pick up. One, there was a nearby town called Hillock Bottom.
Click.
Hillock Bottom.
Click.
Click bottom.
Hillock Bottom. Yes.
Hillock Bottom.
Excuse me.
A gnome town. Not too far across the way towards the mountains. Because I think the mountains are natural. I think the mountains were always there. It's just the mists that have enshrouded them that are barring the way across.
Yes.
And you hear the story about this town of Hillock Bottom, this gnomish town of Hillock Bottom that's disappeared into a sinkhole. The entirety of the whole town just disappeared into a sinkhole, and that has been filled in by swamp water. That's what the lake, the little lake is top right of where you are at the moment.
Well, that's depressing.
That's worrying.
And grandmother claimed that she had done that to them for breaking a deal with her, and she kind of
Whoa.
threatens Mudchuckle with that same fate if they break the deal.
Damn.
Ooh.
So you hear about that.
Sucked into a sinkhole.
And, I mean, you pick up on something slightly lower rolls. You're not sure if it's anything to do with the grandmother or not, but that old elderly Eladrin Farah, who revealed the magic, you see that she's some sort of caster. And as you're talking to her, you notice that thing that she clasped when she cast the magic is a very similar shape and design to what Willie has tattooed on his neck. That kind of trident-looking thing. Although it's strange, it's got kind of strange little kind of stripes across it, like notches in the surface of it, which you can't see in just a straight black tattoo.
Oh, hey.
Drown now. Thank you for the
Hey.
raves. Hello, my friend. Drown out, by the way, a very, very talented artist. Everybody, do head on over there and give them a commission if they are open. Oh, by the way, our good friend Emma. Do I have an Emma? No, I don't.
Drum roll.
Okay.
Do I have an Emma? Do I have an
Do I
Emma?
have an Emma? No, I do not. But I do have a Babart, which has Emma's details. There it is. Our good friend
Heyo.
Emma City Art over on Twitter, has her commissions open at the moment. A rare treat. So dive on over there and grab yourself one of the few open slots that are available. And yes, and D&D comic as well. Hello, my friends. How are you all? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful time. Good to see you, friends. Hey, Drow now.
Aw.
Yes. Two fabulous artists and followers, Von Helliger. That's a good name.
That's a really good name. Yeah.
Sorry, Von Helliger. You may pop up in Barovia. It's a very good Ravenloft name. And Jip Dracoon. Jip Dracoon? I'm not sure.
Sure.
Jip Dracoon? I'm not sure. But yes, welcome in, followers. Hello. Wow, murderer start. Thank you for all these follows, everyone. Welcome. I hope you're doing very, very well. Everyone, do get yourself in the giveaway, as Drow Now already has. ! Enter for your chance to win fabulous CZRPG Feywild goodness. Yes, we are playing Wild Beyond the Witchlight Tabaxi Tales. Welcome in. Everyone, by the way, everyone giving us a follow there. Please check your whispers later on, as I will invite you to our followers Discord, where you can share your own projects and chat amongst yourselves and enjoy hanging out in that friendly little spot. It is a nice place to be. Do jump on over there and give that a look. Discordia. Boop. All right. Thank you, everybody. So, yeah, best of luck, everyone jumping in the giveaway there. We'll draw that at the end. Do not worry if you need to lurk or disappear off. We shall send that into your messages as well if you are the winner. Okay, so let us continue on here. Everett is chatting along with you, and all of you are talking amongst all the various Eladrin here in the tap room of the Pungent Pleasure. And you glean those two bits of information. Sorry, I hadn't finished the second piece yet. Emin, you hear a story about a long time ago from this Eladrin spellcaster, this Farah. And she tells you a tale. It goes on for quite some time about this tale about a wooden boy that was brought to life. So, yes, these are the two things that you glean from your, and then you hear just more confirmation of what's going on in the town here.
I think
Hey, Killigan.
Corey and Daisha probably have gotten into like conversation. Like, it's
for
so
sure.
much of it is like Corey trying to sneak like occasional bits of leaf underneath her mask. Just like,
Daisha is not paying attention either. It's totally doable as you
it's
speak
totally
to her.
working. It's totally working.
Yeah.
It's just like yes, mask maintain.
Corey, Everett's gonna be talking to you, and he's like, now, Corey, I don't know if you're planning to do out about this grandmother problem of ours, but I think I heard Willie talking about waiting until nightfall on the morrow before heading out her way.
Yes.
I suppose it depends what you're wanting to do. If you're wanting to talk to her about the situation, then I wouldn't do that. If you if you head out there at night time and wake her up, she's going to be in a foul temper.
Oh, that is a good point. Talking is an option.
I just don't know what you're planning to do. I mean, if you were planning to torture her,
Well-
then daytime would be the way. But if you're planning to, I don't know, murderize her, then maybe the night time's the way to
I'm
go.
familiar with both, quite frankly. But
I'd watch out though. She goes from 0 to 70 in about 3 seconds flat.
yes, I saw. Are you going to be all right?
Oh, just a couple of bruised ribs and lots of my price tomatoes.
They did look rather lovely.
They were good ones. It's all right. As long as this deal goes on, we'll have good ones next year and all.
So,
Cheers, Minister.
if we did do something about them, if, mind you,
Oi.
because in that case, would you prefer the deal be sort of like what? Aside from your items, what does grandmother get from you?
Oh no, that's the whole deal. Just any material possession that anybody has, it's taken away by her. And
so
you know,
you're not allowed to be joyous during the day? Like, you all seem, this is all very forced. Like,
at
you're
the moment it is.
maintaining
At the moment it isn't. This is all very genuine.
No,
yeah.
no,
But yeah,
no,
the
but-
daytime stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just to keep up appearances for her.
Right. And does she sort of take enjoyment out of your false joy?
No, it's not that she's taken it away. It's just that we're all fairly fed up with the whole situation. And at first it didn't seem to matter too much. What's a few material possessions when you've got a nice full belly? But no, it's just that folks have dreams. Folks have desires. Folks want to give presents. Folks want to, all the
Yes,
little
no.
ones, and their birthdays and
Yes.
Zabilmus. Can't give presents at Zabilmus. What are you supposed to do?
That's an excellent point. All right. I will convene with my friends. I'm not too sure what they will want to do, but I would like to help if I can. If I can. I cannot
really.
make promises.
Well, just know that we want to be out of this deal. We are concerned about the what will happen to the harvest and things like that, but
Are you
We'll
willing
survive.
to deal with the
We'll survive.
consequences?
yeah, this has gone on long enough.
All right. As long as you are willing.
I
will
think
see
I
what
can safely speak for everyone.
All right.
I mean, Farah is kind of like the eldest of us all, but she hasn't been the same since Sibylla kind of disappeared off the scene.
Understood. All right. Thank you.
So yeah, after your various movements around the tap room and discussing to various people, you'll kind of convene again around Daisha and her charcuterie board, and
I think there's like a stray leaf from when Corey's like missed a leaf when she's tried to shove it down her mask with the salads.
murderous stats. The diamonds are inspiration, allowing them to reroll if they have a horrible looking roll. The rubies are disadvantage. Yes, and they are awarded with the channel points, dream pies. Thank you, John.
Well, we've been given the options of talking to her.
Yeah.
About what?
My
Murder
intention
also
is
seems to be on the table.
I think that is probably the best stratagem to take. I just merely
Murder?
think. No. A conversation, negotiations. It is the best way to deal with these creatures if my readings beforehand are correct. But I am just thinking it would behoove us to know the lay of the land and get an idea and to make our plans without this grandmother being aware that we are coming, without giving her time to prepare. We don't need to wake her, but I am loath to head into a situation that is completely unknown, with the advantage being completely in the hands of our adversary. I also had a question, pardon me, Farah?
Yes, dear.
the story of the wooden boy was the carpenter who crafted it. Was his name happened to be Blinsky, by chance?
Blinsky? That's a funny name.
Another thing that is wrong in my book. Thank you. I was just curious.
That would be a bit of a reach even for the Wacky-verse. That's why I paused for a moment. I was like, is there any conceivable way?
John's inner puzzle maker is like, yes, I could make this. No, let's
Take a right at your center and second campaign on the right and straight until morning.
That's what it feels like.
Well, if it's not Blinsky, then it must not be that fun, right?
It's a no fun. It's a no Blinsky.
I was so happy because they visited him last week, so it was very nice to play him again.
Did you get to use his workshop music? That creepy
yes.
music boxes?
Oh,
yeah,
yes, yes.
it's awesome.
Oh,
Sciencescape, everyone. Oh, what's this? Did John ever give you inspiration? Yeah, I gave it back, Baron. Don't worry. That crystal, she had used the crystal and it went back. Don't worry.
Yes.
keeping
Someone
eyes
was
on.
very
Keeping eyes on.
kind.
Thank you kindly.
Everett, I am very, very grateful for your candor. It is nice to have straight answers. For
Wow.
once.
Sorry, the first person ever I've seen that hates Blinsky. Tabaxi, what
what?
happened?
Really?
What happened?
That's awful. I'm so
oh,
sorry.
Man.
I've heard about groups that made him like the leader of Valaki.
Oh my God! Wow.
They made him the new burgomaster.
Better than the old one, I guess.
Yes, definitely. If a little chaotic. In case you two were worried, Korg was well. He was itching for a new revolution, but he was okay.
Revolution.
I am thinking, I am tired, and I am going to go lay. Oh. Emin, can I
That is
borrow
actually
your
fair.
pillow, please? Please? I'll make it worth your
Oh.
while.
Yeah. Don't even worry about it.
Where did you get Pillow from?
It's
Bedrock?
more like a
Yeah.
roll of disguise supplies.
Okay. So yeah, are you all chilling out?
I do think that Corey is going to retire as well.
Yeah.
I am full, and having only gotten a short rest, I'm going to go back upstairs after Kore.
I think you would probably hear Corey like going over things to her hair. Like, yes, I'll try not to get killed. No, it's not going to be easy. Yes, it's going to be very wet. Would you calm down?
This is very snake.
Can Kore,
Oh, yes.
how do you know what it's saying?
Oh, every flower has a meaning, darling. I think there's a flurry of what's a good one? There is a flurry of there's a flurry of let's go Japanese, let's go Sakura. There's a flurry of cherry blossoms. It's like in some cultures this means new and glorious, but it also can, as they fade and they fall, can speak to the short period of time of life. There are nightshade blooms, moments where we look to darkness and we look and we see death. There are also, and I think like this small purple flower with a hood pops up. It's wolfsbane. It can also lead to words of toxicity. Every flower has meaning. Anything has meaning if you ascribe it to it. It's just in order to communicate, you have to both understand the agreed on meaning. I didn't once. I learned very thoroughly. And I'd like to give you some, if I've got any actually still in my pocket, I'd like to give you some lavender, which represents things like soft dreams and warm sleep. I hope this lends you a restful night. Ooh, have we lost everyone?
Where's me?
No. No. I am pissed because, okay, what was the last thing you said? This is Wolfsbane, and it sometimes can be words of toxicity. Can we pick up from there?
Oh dear.
Because I was saying to nobody.
It'd be even better if you came back, Steph, and the three of us were all crying and just like, Scarlet, oh.
Missed opportunity. Sorry, folks. Bear with us a second.
I heard it would be even better.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Another doff of the cap to Floridian ISPs.
We are getting a new router this week, literally, because it's been an ongoing-ish, and I think we figured it out.
Hello, Frosties.
Hello, Winters.
I apologize to all the viewers that were.
I hope you had a wonderful time with our friend Josh, the dreaded GM. Hey, Dag, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, Dag.
How you doing, mate? Okay, hope everyone had a lovely time over with AJ there. I hope you had a fantastic stream with your world building and your shenanigans. Sorry, a few little tech goblins in the works here. Do bear with us while we get that sorted. But yes, we're just going to be back into things here. We are in the Feywild for Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and we are enjoying our little trip here. We are in the Eladrin village of Mudchuckle, which is under the sway of a little mini-me version of a local hag that has got them into a deal that they are not happy with, and our players are trying to decide how to relinquish them from this deal and release the little village back to its... Yep, thank you, Robojacks. Get those dreaded GM swords out. How you doing, my friends? I hope you had a fabulous time. See that burning hype. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so
Kore, what did you say last?
yes.
So after she pulled out Wolfsbane / Monkshood, depending on how you know it, she reached into her pocket and pulled out some lavender. Brush this before your nose before you sleep. It will ease your rest. It has helped me more than once.
She's gonna take the lavender and smile, and then takes the wolfsbane and turns to the hair and goes, "You say mean things to her?" Speaking directly to the right of your face.
I look at my hair. What does my hair do?
It bristles with hawthorn. Like bright yellow and just nasty little.
Ow. Darling, you're going to scratch the face. Please. She's only looking out for me, like you do. She says to her hair.
Mm-hmm.
Realizing that Daisha has caused kind of not an issue, but a wee skirmish. She's gonna crumble up the wolfsbane and put it on the floor and who has time to say mean things, and goes back into her bedroom for lavender.
You'd be surprised how many people, as you're heading off, I say this to my hair, you'd be surprised how many people are willing to waste the time on it when they have lives that are longer than 1,000 years. Honestly. Morons. And Corey's going to go to bed, but honestly probably will try to calm her hair down.
Right.
Noted.
And we're back.
Everyone's back. Hey, there we go.
We're all here.
Indeed.
We did it.
For now. Okay, and with that, those words of parting, you make your way off to your various Spartan rooms as the sound of merriment still continues downstairs. And you have a night's rest. All of you, at long last, may click that long rest button and gain the benefits of said long rest.
Hit the victory button. Hit the victory button.
Yes.
Oh.
Good.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, Mike.
That felt good. Did it feel good for everyone else? That felt great.
Yeah.
I feel like it felt better
Fantastic.
for
Good
you.
rest, guys.
Yeah, it's only been a couple months. Real tired.
So, rested and recuperated, you emerge from your rooms the next morning and return downstairs to... Sorry, hang on, let me chill out the Zelandrin. You return back downstairs to a more subdued and quiet tap room. And Jasper greets you. Oh, good morning. I hope you slept well. And there's no sign of tankards and plates and things, and that sideboard that was magically concealed is vanished once more.
Very much.
Right then. Anyone want some morning beer or a bit of cheese? Or sorry, we haven't got much to offer.
I look to my companions. I would say that Corey probably ate. She would have snuck some food up with her to eat in her room before coming down, so she wouldn't have to potentially eat in front of people.
Okay. So as you gather around one of the tables and discuss the day's plans, what are you looking to do?
It's hard knowing that this is out of character, but it's hard knowing that everything we do is watched. Don't want to get anybody in trouble.
I'm not sure that you got that impression. They are being watched, and they are constantly being, observed, it seems. But I mean, from everything that was said yesterday, it doesn't seem that the same problems are passed on to visitors.
Yes.
Daisha wants to go look at the field because she didn't see it. She came down in the aftermath and just heard everybody talking about it.
Okay. It's as Corey and Emin witnessed it yesterday. It's if anything, it's more decayed. Like the withered plants and the blackened vines are almost decomposing unnaturally fast.
Willie will go with Daisha, because having heard the story recounted, when he gets there, he'd like to make either an investigation or arcana to try to determine what kind of magic is being used to have this powerful of an effect. And having heard the story about the city being sunk into the sinkhole, that's like some pretty big spell use.
Please give me an arcana check. Thanks, Tankers and Tails. Good to see you.
That is, only a 7.
Okay.
I think I will go with not quite knowing. I'll keep it.
Got those 2 advantages?
I'll use one. Why not?
Yay! Do it.
A 10.
Better.
A bit better.
Indeed, it was very powerful magic.
That's all I gleaned from it, just that it was powerful magic.
For a 10,
Sure is strong.
pretty much.
It's like,
Dang,
Whole
oh,
village.
that's
Imagine
strong.
that.
this is very impressive. Yeah.
How are you investigating the vegetable plot? Are you actually rooting through the soil and looking at it?
Yeah, and we'll look at I will look at the plants and to see how they are withered, if it is like from the roots, if I can determine how they were destroyed so quickly.
Some of the vines and things, black twisted things, remnants of the vegetable plot, are actually supplemented by some new nasty thorned vines that have sprung up here. And now you look around, actually, in the streets as well, and the Eladrin are all avoiding them. And as you investigate the vegetable plots, they actually lunge towards you, and their barbs scratch your skin, and you take 1 necrotic damage.
Necrotic.
Just got those back,
yeah,
John. I just got those back.
Just the one. Just
He's
the
only
one.
got so many.
I
He's
know,
only
I
got
know.
so many.
Yeah, it's a limited supply.
And
Oh,
just
Scheiße, do is this? This is quite odd. The plants, I saw they are resisting my investigation of some.
Everett is coming back and saying, "Oh, morning, everyone. Oh, Villy, you want to watch out there. Those things are pretty nasty. And don't whatever you do stand on any of the mushrooms."
I see. Are these endemic to the entire village then?
Oh no, it seems like Bavlornas have got a bit of a scheme on.
Understood. Does it seem as though the location of these barbed vines and the mushrooms, now that he mentioned them, are like locuses for the power, that like their existence is amplifying the power from Grandmother and Bavlorna?
No, this seems like another emotional effect.
Oh.
And as he said there, it sounds like she's scheming about something, he said.
Excuse. Now I understand. Thank you. Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. Willie will put that in his brain pan and let it ruminate.
And you do, now that Everett's called attention to it, you do actually see here and there are these strange, deep purple with kind of green veins through them mushrooms.
Everett, what do the mushrooms do? Why must one avoid them?
Oh,
Do
they're deadly poisonous. You don't want to be, releasing all the spores by standing on one.
So do you have to actually touch it?
If we didn't realize what they were at first, and a few of them got stepped on, released a big cloud of spores, and poisoned the poor folk that did it and knocked them unconscious.
I see. How big of a cloud do they produce?
Oh, just immediately around.
Is there one that's maybe 10 or 20 feet away that
Sure.
is like, I am begging your pardon, Everett, but I'm going to try a spell that I know called Prestidigitation. It is a spell. And I will cast it and flick the mushroom so I can see firsthand how big the cloud of spores actually is.
All right, well, you best do it when no one's around.
All right, we'll check for, to make sure that the area is clear. And you probably should look away if what I dreamt about last night is actually true. Gonna wait for him to look away so he doesn't see it.
Okay.
And then I will cast the spell and do like a small firework or gust of wind to flick it to see how big the spore cloud is.
Okay. You do so, and as the mushroom is fussed with, a whoosh happens, and a cloud of noxious fumes spreads 5 feet around the vicinity of the mushroom.
Good to know.
So only anyone immediately standing on top of it would be affected.
All right. So, I will point it out to Daisha. If we see those mushrooms and they are unavoidable, it is in our best interest if we are staying well apart of each other, so a couple of us are not going to be taken out by the spores.
I'll remember that. Hopefully we won't come across a whole patch of them. I don't want to be down and out again so soon.
Truly.
I think I've read that novel, Down and Out in Prismia. It's good.
That's cute.
Down and out
Right.
in prison.
So yeah, that's probably going to take us some time while we're futzing about the garden.
Okay.
Putzing around.
So,
Doing a
what
big
is that? Is the plan to wait for nightfall or go today?
So, are we talking to grandmother? Or are we talking to grandmother? I do not
Sorry.
like our trances, given how much
just the-
brambles can still happen.
It's just the combination of Emin sitting down suddenly and his camera falling just made you look like you fell down a hole. You just disappeared off the bottom of the camera. He's like, oh, it's another blubbering sinkhole. Oh no!
Oh dear, not again.
The curse of Hillock Bottom is upon us.
So, my question still stands. I would like everyone alive, personally. Personal preference. But I cannot say that any of us are fast enough to keep up with what I saw yesterday. And I need to survive. I do not want to go down for other reasons other than death. Distinct roll of the eyes.
It's a good question. You know, as much as diplomacy would be the cleaner route here, I don't see this being a reasonable encounter.
So violence. Or a trap.
A trap? I don't know. It sounds to me like she's got eyes everywhere.
On the town.
Well,
And there are... and there are... werewolves at night? Was what we were informed of? Which makes Scarlet super happy because I love werewolves. For various reasons. But I doubt any of us have any silver on us. So, I ask you again. What would you like to do? I will go with whatever you're feeling. The grandmother is fast, but greedy. Will make deals in their favor to an extreme. So, either we find some way to stop them in their tracks, and this town can deal with consequences, but they also informed us that if anything were to happen to it, there would be potential issues with vengefulness and all of that jazz. But they, from what I was so adamantly told by Everett last night, they are, and I quote, sick and tired. And fed up with being fed to the brim, I guess. So what would you like to do? I am neutral. I would like to help, but if there is a stronger opinion or a stronger method, go nuts.
I think we gotta take her out.
Alright. That's your opinion.
It is.
Diddy.
I think you know,
Yeah.
if we leave her here, she's just gonna move on to another village.
It sounds like that's the modus operandi. Whatever that means.
So they're having this conversation in the Pungent Pleasure, I assume, while we're with
Quietly.
Everett at his garden patch. Willie will realize that what they're going to do, he'll turn to Everett and, Everett, I am thinking circumstances might change. Perhaps you might want to tell your neighbors to bring in as much of the harvest from the fields as they are capable of today.
Oh, that's a good point. But I mean, if you're able to broker a new deal with her, then our situation need not change. The only thing that you lot need to do is offer her something that's greater than us giving her everything that we own.
Any idea what that might be?
I wouldn't know the desires and machinations of that manner of creature.
So you don't just want her dead. You want us to sacrifice something of ours?
I'm just saying, if there's something that you've got that she would want more than our material, possessions, then it doesn't necessarily have to be a complete reversal of the situation, just offering her something else instead of, what she's taking now. Might be she's bored of simple farmers' objects and, daily flotsam and jetsam.
Everett, I thank you very much. As a look of sly realization suddenly appears on Willie's face, and he's like, Daisha, we must find our companions quickly. An idea has struck me, and he will turn and start rushing back to the Pungent Pleasure.
I gotta go. He was struck. Sorry. And goes just running after him.
Terminator style.
Oh, there you go. So very, very fast. So, getting back to the Pungent Pleasure, Willie will come in breathlessly. My friends, I had a realization. What is something the grandmother would like more than anything else? Quickly, Corey, Emin, you know more about this place. How do your folk feel about games of wit and chance?
Oh dear, you're going to try and outsmart a Fae. That's cute.
It's okay, he only has to outsmart me, which is much easier.
Fun. I do like games. Games got me in trouble in the first place. I mean, we were discussing murder, but that sounds a lot more fun.
How about we offer grandmother the ultimate prize, locked inside of a box that we know she cannot open, with the caveat, if she can open the box, she has her prize, but if she fails inside of the time allowed, she must acquiesce to our request. I think we offer her Sir Talavar.
Is Sir Talavar on you when you're saying this?
Yeah, where have we put him? Because we definitely brought him, but then we were like,
He's upstairs.
You had him.
He is upstairs on my pillow. He is quite happy. He's munching on cheese.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I would like him to live because he has connections to people that I need the use of. That's me being blunt and honest about it. But I also don't care because I'll be stuck regardless. So
you misunderstand. He is locked inside the cage that can only be opened with a key that we know we don't have. What if we somehow determine whether or not grandmother is aware of this, and we make an appeal to her vanity that she might be able to get into it, and she does not have the key that we ourselves quest for. Unable to unlock the cage, she fails the challenge. So Talavar is safe, stays with us, and she must quit. mud chuckle. It is an
It
idea.
sounds fun. It
Yeah,
sounds fun.
It's a win-win here because if she does somehow get the key,
She's got the
then
key.
the cage is open.
This is
Indeed.
what happens when you play with the DM.
Right.
Yeah.
Indeed. But this is why we put a time limit on her. And as to your previous point, as I read from von Clausewitz, violence is diplomacy by other means.
Oh, so we are preparing for violence. All right, just let me know if I should be dipping my arrows in poison.
Just in case. Just in
Though I
case.
doubt, something tells me that someone that can summon bog water is probably fairly resistant. Yes, no, I like it. It certainly sounds a lot more fun than, and I think you see like a little scratch mark with like, she's used some sort of charcoal or something, and she's been attempting and drawing very badly. She cannot draw. She's been trying to explain to Evan like the concept of essentially like the tar feather sort of thing, but the tars, instead of feathers, it's spikes as like a concept. It's just like, it certainly sounds better than what I was thinking.
Willie will look at it. You want to attack her with hedgehogs?
Do you have hedgehogs?
I'm sure there must be some here. This is a magical place. No,
I'm not going to lie. Never underestimate a hedgehog. They are far more wily than you might expect.
A family of hedges walk by. How rude.
Exactly. See? Exactly that.
Oh, scheiße.
That's why.
If we are resolved, then I think that maybe we should grab our small charge and be led to this grandmother's place post-haste.
I would say perhaps phrase it as something along the lines of, so Talithar, would you like to join us in an act of deception as the true spy you are, as opposed to, we may sacrifice you for the good of a town?
Indeed. I shall do so immediately. And Willie will go upstairs and pick up his small friend. So
Daisha?
Talithar...
I should have said something before you leave, I think.
Sorry. Yes.
Sorry. No, I was just gonna say, like, caveat, maybe make a requirement of the bet that everybody involved lives? Because if she just eviscerates him in a cage, trying to get it
Get him
open. Yeah.
Yeah. We will formulate the words on our way to his grandmother's house. But, let me grab our small friend and we shall pose the question to him. As I have learned, it is not good to give away things here that do not belong to you. And I will bring
Also-
Sir Talavar down and put him on the table between all of
Also,
us.
the silver cage probably protects him from werewolves, honestly.
As Willie descends back from the second floor and places the cage on the table, Sir Talavar turns and bows as best he can to each of you. Morning, my friends. So, what does the new day bring us?
Sir Talavar, there's an opportunity for adventure and daring do.
Ha ha ha!
This town is under the beleaguering effects of a foul creature named Grandmother.
A hag,
That is so
warrant.
tragic.
Yes. Unfortunately, we believe that she is too powerful. Her prowess would easily defeat us. So we have thought of a duplicitous scheme. What we might, cajole her into quitting her depredations upon the town. However, it does
brilliant.
put you at some risk.
For the good of the town? What kind of knight would I be if I were not willing to accept risk? For the good of the people.
Would you
Spoken
like
like
to
a
hear the
true knight of the
details?
Summer
No, when do we leave?
I guess we leave now.
Ha
Oh, I love
Willie will
that.
look at the other three companions with like a
We may have lost two of them.
We may have lost two of them, yeah.
They've gone
Oh, they're so
very
frozen.
still. Yes.
And
They're
both
that
of them are half
impressed.
little.
I think they're hunting. They're hunting wabbits.
they're hunting rabbits.
Very,
What a
I'd like
season.
it.
very quiet.
I like the idea that as like it's a telephone, so it's like Corey is just like, I don't know what I expected. Welcome back.
Good lord, the legendary Lord. Why do these raids happen when we're having these tech goblins
Oh,
raiding
hello.
on through?
Oh, hello.
Jay,
You know
my
what?
friend. Hello,
Wow.
sir. Welcome, raiders.
Welcome.
A huge raid
It's a
from
premonition.
Huge.
the legendary Lord Kasumba. Thank you so much, my
Yes.
friend.
Well,
Everybody
Everybody,
act professional.
thank you
Big
for that follow.
crowd.
We are enjoying the Well Beyond the Witchlights. They are in the Eladrin village of Mudchuckle, trying to release it from the clutches of a hag's deal. Welcome, just in case. Welcome in, everybody. If you are not already, do consider giving us a follow and jump into our followers' Discord. And everyone else, please do head on over to the fabulous Lord Kasumba's channel, because this weekend, I've got my calculations correct, they are doing a fabulous charity event for St. Jude's, I think. You got the right. Ranger Harley, hey, how you doing? Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Commander Meerkats. Yes, you're very welcome, Jay. Welcome. Yes, huge charity event happening all this weekend. Do jump on over there and see all of the Greyhawk goodness that is going on. And if you are able, donate to their cause. Let me do that shout out so you can get that link to open up in another tab and head on over in that direction. Let me make sure I get the spelling right. Boom. Okay. They've been playing some Dungeons and Dragons, you bet they have. All right, okay, so yes, head on over there, not only to support a fantastic charitable cause, but also to enjoy some fantastic. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Jay. Thank you so much. And yes, please head on over there, not only to support this very worthy cause, but also to enjoy some of the most incredible scenery pieces and some very special guests coming on through there as well. Good friends of ours from Guild Superior and Time Lord's wife and everyone are heading over there and have been on the stream. Our good friend Robert Hartley was over there recently as well. Fantastic channel and very worthy of your follows, subscriptions,
Welcome
and
back.
eyeballs in general. Welcome in, Raiders. I hope you're doing very well. We are enjoying some Fae shenanigans over here. Thank you for all the follows, everyone. If you are interested, we have our followers Discord. You can share your own projects and chat. Face. Chat
Good night,
about. Oh yes, me. Cheers, Just Prof.
Oh, yes, Amy.
Always a pleasure. Okay. Thank you, Logosamba. Okay, everyone. Fantastic. The longest running D&D campaign on all of Twitchdom. So, I think we have everyone. Now, is everyone going to be in the right places still? They were last time. By some amazing happenstance. Yes, they are. Ta-da! See? This is what it looks like normally.
Yatta!
Dick does all. Okay, right. So, as the raiders come pillaging through here, thank you, Anticus. Yes, are poised to head out into the forest to the little cottage of Grandmother the Lawnling, hoping to best her at her own game and wrest the control of the village away from her gnarled hag hands. Okay, so as you are bent on doing this, are we all good to go? Okay.
I believe so.
Everett comes over to you. He's like, so are you all decided? You know where you're headed?
To Grandmother's house,
We go.
if you'd be so kind.
Yes, right. Yes. Well, it's fairly simple. You need to go top left from the village, and as you head out into the forest, first you'll come across the floating pond. I see. So make your way around the floating pond. Don't whatever you do go under the water. It's a very bad idea. And then you can make your way around there. Next up to that is there's that fabulous mushroom grove. It's a beautiful little
Good
place.
mushrooms.
Permanent mushrooms, not mood mushrooms. No, they're all right.
Mushrooms.
And then once you've
shrooms.
made your way through there, then you can arrive at the little cottage. You can't miss it. It's the one that's overflowing with all of our stuff.
Yes, that would probably be a good indication.
Right, so, yeah, best of luck, and thank you. Thank you again. And, yes, you head out the top left corner of the village and start making your way
Are we
through
going on Abbott?
your giant snail.
Frog.
Frog.
Sorry.
I don't want Abbott to get hurt.
Everett says, "Oi, could look after your little feller. The pet frog. If
I
I'm not
mean,
mistaken."
if
Winks, big
that's
wink.
Daisha is quite pleased. I mean, if you guys think that we need him,
I'm wondering whether or not you would like to bring them. We also
no,
don't know
he
if
should
the
stay.
waters
Let's
have gone
go.
up. Have the water's gone up.
Now, Abbott,
That's a good question. Was it a question or
Have the waters risen?
not yet.
Are the tides in?
Not yet.
the tides? Love it.
The tides. The tides for the tides, darling.
Speaking of, time and tides wait for no adventurers. Let's move. Time's a ticking. Time's a ticking.
Go on, we're going.
Willie loads his
Abbott
pockets,
stays.
puts his coat back on, hands the disguised kit back to Emin, and I am ready.
Shall we? And I might be back sooner than I think. She says to her hair.
Okay.
We'll hopefully ask about this.
Okay. So as you leave the village of Mudchuckle, out once more into the trees and vegetation and the horrible squelchy muddy ground of the low water swamp of Hither, you start to make your way through the surrounding forest in the direction that Everett had guided you. And it's not before long before you come across the strangest of sights, as there is a muddy hole in the ground, about 10 foot deep at its central point, rising up slowly to banks of drowned-looking grass on the sides. And this empty pond bed is lying before you with a couple of frogs forlornly jumping around in the vacated interior of the pond, and hanging 8 feet above the empty pond is all of the water from said pond, in the same shape as the indentation in the ground, just there.
Huh.
Wunderbar. Willie will walk forward as though he's going to touch the water.
That's not right, right?
Or
That's
is-
not.
You were warned not to go under the water.
Yes. Oh, just still holding on. This
You're
is
hold-
space stuff, man.
Holding on to Willie's
grab-
cloak or something?
Yep, as pulls.
Maybe it
hold
is a
on.
better idea that we just focus on what we are doing, and I will investigate this later.
Yes, I mean, we may very well come back in this general direction.
I'm hoping so. I'd like time to sketch this. This is very interesting. Do we see any fish or amphibians swimming around in the water?
There are 5 tadpoles.
Like regular frog tadpoles?
Except they're like a foot
Oh,
long.
dang.
Yeah.
Hello.
Guild
Oh, wow.
Superior, hello, my friends.
Another one.
All of the
That's
race. Thank
what-
you so
what
What
much.
is going on? Oh my
Beautiful people.
goodness.
Yeah, I think your
Hello.
internet should have crashed. What's happening?
I love it.
Hello, Guild Superior. Welcome in, my friends. Very excited for discussions we are having behind the scenes there. Thank you for the subscription, as always. Thank you so much. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you're doing well. We are adventuring through Hither, the swampy area of the domain of delight in the Feywild known as Prismia. They are seeking to help a village of Mudchuckle from escaping the grasp of a nasty hag. We have a giveaway going on. Do jump in and have your chance to win some fabulous Feywild encounter design from the excellent CZRPG. Exclamation mark enter in the chat. Well, Streamlabs was ahead of me.
Dang.
Welcome, everybody. Good to see you. And if that I think we might get over 100 if if that clicks in nicely there. Thanks to our good friend, Mr. Gusomba. My lord. So, welcome, everybody. Oh, good luck. Good luck for the giveaway. So, Willie has decided not to touch the floating water. And you
A wise choice.
make the short, squelchy journey around the outskirts of the floating pond and continue on your way.
We'll be staring at it the whole time.
She's got like just the lightest, like Kore's hands are just centimeters. If required, we'll make the check to pull them back. Not touching, but prepped.
Willie, can you give me an insight check?
Yes.
Water.
An 8. Almost a nat 1, but it was an 8.
Okay. One of the foot-long tadpoles swims up to the edge of the water as you're looking at it, and clearly mouths something in common, but you just can't quite read what its lips are saying.
Ooh, Willie will check and like stop and like, what? What was that? What?
What was that?
Oobloob.
No.
Tadpole, it is
But it has one
speaking.
eye.
That
It has 2 eyes.
Oh, okay.
Just
Okay.
regular 2 eyes.
I was like, what? You're
Cyclops tadpoles.
Tell me about your memories. Yeah, Willie will like, yes, I am listening. Say what you wanted to say.
It doesn't repeat. It said what it wanted to say. You have one chance.
At least it wasn't draconic. And will continue.
Oh, you
on.
know.
He will continue with the group. Continue with the group. Disappointed.
Okay.
Mm.
So, you continue making your way through the forest. And as you do so, it is a short while before you become aware of not only trees stretching off in every direction, and the squelch and slurp of the ground beneath you, but also those tree trunks. Some of them are less barky, new adjective, and more smooth in their texture, and you realize you are walking between humongous mushroom stalks, not just tree trunks anymore, as the trees are crowded out by a canopy of bright red, white spotted mushroom caps. This is the only coloration, sure.
Yes.
Are these mushrooms or
Toadstools.
toadstools? I mean, are they like brightly colored with spots and stuff? Or are they just
These were here before the toad-like hag, so they are mushrooms.
perfect?
And yes, you weave your way through the stalks, and there are some younger ones still trying to find their own way up through the canopy, find their own little patch of sky to reach towards, their own nice damp corner of the glade to set their mycelium in. And you continue off, and after a while it starts to return back to tree trunks. Then you hear something off a ways through the trees. Strange cries. Strange sounds coming from somewhere ahead of you. And you continue cautiously. And before too long, you see a clearing in the trees. And nestled in the center of that clearing, there is the quaintest little cottage. A little wisp of smoke curling from a rustic chimney created of various rough, random-sized stones all piled together, with a little capstone on top. And piled up against the walls and throughout the garden you see plows and wooden crates and wagons and chairs, tables, just a huge jumbled collection of daily items, ones that could bear to be outside. Glimpsed through the windows on the interior, you cannot see any particular details because rammed up right against the glass of the windows themselves. Again, you just see large baskets overflowing with cutlery and doilies and blankets and all manner of daily items. The entirety of the material goods of the Eladrin folk of Mudchuckle crammed into one hoarder's paradise. And you hear a little song being sung to someone's self as a cracked, scratchy voice seems to be bustling around inside and enjoying itself. This is mine and this is mine. It's not theirs, it's all clearly mine. I have taken it, it is mine, and they can all just fuck off.
Classic. Classic.
Believe it or not, that was made up on the spot.
Beautiful. Well done, John.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. What would you like to do? Sir Tullivar, the fairy dragon in the magical cage at your side, says, "Aha! I believe we have found our quarry."
Who's doing the talking?
That would be
Oh,
grand.
dear
if we
lady,
found it.
I would not hesitate to take on such a role. I shall best this hag.
Sir Talava, I am thinking that we must time this appropriately. I want you to stay quiet in your cage until as such time as you are revealed. And Willie will take off his coat and wrap it around the cage. So what's inside
this is
the
all-
bundle is
This is all part of the subject.
Yes, it is not. Right. Willie will give himself a shake, and
There is
you
an
know, that
expectful silence from within.
the look of grim determination and resolve will settle over his carefree face. Yeah. Let us head in and do battle with the creature. Maybe not with steel, but wits. And my wits are just as sharp as the finest blade. And he will stride forward and knock confidently upon the door.
As he says that, I think I turn to Daisha and I go, "Did you make that up? That was actually quite good."
And you
I
weave.
think I'm gonna stay out here.
You weave your way through the various pieces of furniture and agricultural goods and things arrayed here in the what was once a garden of the cottage, and rapping on the door, the song abruptly finishes. This is mine and that is mine. Hello? A very different voice calls out.
Grandmother!
Might
My,
I
na-
inquire who has come visiting?
my name is Willy Grime, and I am here to offer you a chance to gain the greatest possession of all.
Well, allow me to invite you within. And the door slowly creaks inwards, without anyone immediately on the other side. And there is a clop, clop, clop of almost sounds like hoofs on wooden floorboards. And emerging through the doorway, bending down to make their way through as they are very tall, you see a satyr. Curled horns atop their head, a long mane of hair behind, and goat-like legs, fur-clad, leading down to dainty hooves, clip-clopping across the floorboards towards you. Good morning. I trust the day is treating you well. Won't you come inside? We have tea and soup on the fire.
Really
And as you are invited within the cottage in the Fey Forest, we shall leave hither for another week, as it is our time. A massive, massive thank you to our wonderful players, as always. Thank you so much. And to everyone joining us, thank you so much. Now, let me see if I can remember. Drow Now, D&D Comic, AJ Winters, Guild Superior, and of course, Lord Gosamba. Thank you so much for all of the raids. It's an absolute pleasure to have you all here. Welcome in, all of you new followers. Thank you so much. The subscriptions, thank you so much. And if you have given us a follow as a new member of the Phoenix UK community, we'll be shouting you a followers Discord invite in your Twitch whispers after we go offline today. So please jump on over there if you want to share your own projects, chat about D&D, get all the news about Phoenix UK before it's revealed anywhere else. Thank you, Commander Meerkat. And it has been an absolute pleasure to share everything with you. Lee! Oh, we just missed it. Sorry, catch you next time. But a huge, huge thank you to everyone for everything today. As I said, do make sure you head on over to Lord Gosamba's channel this weekend and support their fantastic charity stream for St. Jude's if you are able, and enjoy some fantastic D&D regardless. And we shall see you all very, very soon as we let you know what's going on our various places around the Twitch universe. We will be closing up a giveaway after that. So if you are not already and you want the chance to win the fabulous Encounters in the Feywild bundle from CZRPG, please do type !enter in the chat, and we shall be drawing the winner as soon as we are done rounding up what is going on in the coming week. Ladies first, Corey. What is going on with you?
Hi. So on Sunday, I will be taking part with the crew of Arc Point as we continue with the episode 3. I don't know what it's called yet. That's our fantasy noir campaign. I did all of the character sprite illustrations, and it is a really immersive sort of space, which is really fun if you'd like to check them out. I'm also in the midst of organizing March's Patreon, where we have a fabulous sentient sword.
Beautiful. I saw the finished piece. That was great, gorgeous.
Yes, thank you. Which, we'll be releasing March 5th on patreon.com/ScarletSong, where I make an adventure, maps, and all the stuff. Sorry.
Fabulous. Thank you. Yes, there are the links to everything of Scarlett's over there. We have her Patreon, Twitter, and the College of Inspiration Twitch channel. Please head on over there and give them all the follows they deserve. Thank you.
I think that's all on my end. I sent you a picture, but anything going on? Oh yes, no, just mainly Arc Point and Patreon.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. And Willie, how about over on DM Charlie? What's happening over there, my friend?
Howdy, everyone. I am DM Charlie, the face and co-founder of DM Charlie Gaming, a cadre of exceptional pro DMs. You can find us on Sunday nights with our Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign. We'll be on Friday. I said Sunday? Sunday nights. We'll be on Sunday night, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, as the party finally, after many weeks, heads off to Sunblight in the spine of the world. Otherwise, you can find us at dmcharliegaming.com. We are excited to announce that the very talented Frictionless Dan has joined us as one of our DMs. He will be running a series of free one-shots to introduce himself to the community and players in the next couple weeks. And next month, we are totally stoked. We are rolling out a Westmarsh campaign, and we also have a big secret project that I can hint at. Dungeoneering League play. Check us out. Promises to be really, really cool. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. And please, if you're able, do join us here again on QuestJunkiesUK as we will be going through all of our campaigns later on today or tomorrow, depending where you are in the world. We will be back in our fantastic mini campaign for Deadlands with Josh GMing us cowboys through the eldritch horrors of that alternative history world. Then Saturday will be Candlekeep Mysteries, which will bring us into next week with Rime of the Frost Maiden, Out of the Abyss, Barovia and Beyond, and back here in the Feywild. A massive thank you to everyone that has joined us today. Thank you so much. But that is all we have time for today. So let us, without further ado, close up this giveaway and see just who is going away with this fabulous encounter bundle from CZRPG. Okay, the entries are closed. Today's prize goes to D&D Comic. Yes, one of our raiders, good friend D&D Comic. I know that will go to good use. Wonderful. Thank you for the raid and enjoy your prize, my friend. Fabulous artist. Please do head on over there and give them a follow as well. So, huge thank you, everyone. Speaking of raids, let us pay all this love forward and head off raiding to somewhere. Who is on at the moment? Let's have a look here. Any of our group? Let's see. Oof, there's so many people on. Okay.
Yeah, wow.
Lots and lots of things happening. Okay. Our friends over at Bardic Dice are playing their Fates United homebrew campaign. Let us go and jump in and say hi, hello to all of them. Please, if you're not already, do give them a follow. Fantastic folk over there. And if you've got them, let those phoenixes fly. Okay, so stick around for that raid. Get those Dream Pie channel points so you can aid our adventurers as they try and outwit a hag next week. We shall see how that goes. Although, where this satyr came from, who knows? Very strange. Right, anyway, that is all for today, my friends. Players, once again, thank you so much, as always. Let us head off a raiding. Everyone, stick around for that raid. Let those phoenixes fly. Butts! Until next time, as we like to say around these parts, Oyasumi Nasai.
Oyasumi!
Oyasumi!